Everyone thought Gravity Falls was over, but it turns out Bill is alive and we're only a deal apart from Bill's return. So, is Gravity Falls really coming back? Is Bill gonna have his revenge on the Pines? Where's the storyline going? Stay tuned because today you're gonna find out. Now for those who don't know, Gravity Falls is an animated series full of monsters, secrets, and a lot of mysteries, some of which were solved only years after its official end. Although the story ended nearly a decade ago, the fandom remains active. Despite the creator's official statement that there would be no season 3, we never stopped demanding it. Over the years, some content related to the show has been released. None of it compares to what just happened recently. But let's start this story from its beginnings. Nearly a year ago, an X account called Oregon Parks Department started to post different things that referenced Bill. This was the beginning of a marketing campaign which was also present on YouTube. Then, after a long waiting period, the Book of Bill was released. This book contains lots of information about Bill, his dimensions, his childhood, and how he can return to Gravity Falls. And we'll get all of these things in this video. But first, we have to understand the origin of this book and why it is a game changer for the story we knew. For that, we have to go back to where the story originally ended. In the last episode of the series, the Pine brothers, no not these ones, the OG Pine brothers, tricked Bill to enter Stan's mind and then erased his memory in order to completely erase Bill as well. Smart move, but Stan's memory got back. So doesn't that mean Bill is still somewhere in his head? That was what many of us thought, and apparently, as revealed in some of Ford's writing, that was what he thought too. So he tried to erase everything that could bring Bill's memory back from his life, even tearing apart $1 bills. You may wonder why Bill is on the $1 bill. Well, the answer to that question will be revealed a bit later in the video. Returning to Bill's survival, this theory was the most logical one until the book came out. Before he was killed, Bill said this. This doesn't really make any sense until you put it in reverse. In his book, it is revealed that after his defeat, Bill was sent to face a very powerful being called the Axolotl, which is literally a giant axolotl. Here he tried to convince this being to bring him back to life, and in some way, he actually succeeded. But there was a catch. Even though he was spared, he wasn't released to continue his plans. Instead, he was sent to a therapy prison. But Bill being Bill, he didn't just accept his fate and try to become a better person. Instead, he created this book and sent it into the world to reach humankind one more time. It is revealed that he can control everything that has neurons, and in his notes, Ford says that this book is made from brain matter, giving the explanation of why Bill has control over it, being capable of continuously changing it depending on the reader. But if Bill is supposed to be trapped, how is he allowed to talk to the people on Earth? You see, Bill is also called the Dream Demon, but he wasn't always like that. According to his book and website, and the lots and lots of hidden messages from them both, he was born years and years ago in a place called Euclidia. His parents were called Scalene and Euclid. Scalene was his mother, who was named after a type of triangle, and Euclid was his father, named after the father of geometry from our reality. Euclidia was a two-dimensional realm in which different geometrical beings lived in peace, and according to Bill, this world was...
Imagine living in the second dimension. Flat minds in a flat world with flat dreams. I liberated my dimension, Stanford, and I'm here to liberate yours.
Bill seemed to be different from the rest of his people. He was gifted with the power to see other realms, including the three-dimensional realm. It turned out that he didn't really have a tragic story since everybody loved him, but rather he created one where he killed all the Euclidean people and their dimension in his attempt to show them the third dimension. After his dimension was destroyed, he arrived in a place between dimensions, the Nightmare Realm. Now this is very important. If you go to this website and type unreality, in a text titled How to Be Immortal, Bill explains to us the difference between the physical world and the world of stories. So basically, the stories exist, but not in the physical realm, just like how the Nightmare Realm exists, but not in a dimension. Instead, it exists in a place between dimensions. A place where the rules of physics don't work out as they should, just like it happens in our dreams. I say that because it was also revealed that the mindscape which is a place we connect to while we're sleeping, is like a bridge between the nightmare realm and our reality. That's why in the last episode, after his deal with Stan, Bill's body turned into a statue, since he can't exist in the story realm and the physical realm at the same time. That's also why he can still talk to humans from his therapy prison, because that prison keeps him from entering our reality, but our dreams are not really part of our reality. Regarding the remaining statue, it seems that the only way to make a deal with him now is by shaking the statue's hand. At first, he tried reaching one person at a time by entering their dreams, up until he figured out that he could get into more people's minds simultaneously. He made a deal with the founding fathers, musicians, computer companies, and toy companies. The deal with the founding fathers is the reason why he is on the $1 bill. Of course, even though his plans of entering the third dimension didn't succeed, he still caused a lot of trouble and caused the death of a lot of beings. But there's a twist. The suffering that he created might be the reason behind Bill's madness, and not the other way around. You see, the fact that he killed his entire realm didn't make him evil. I know how it sounds. But as revealed in the book, he didn't try to kill his people. He just wanted to make them understand what he could see. Also, it was revealed that this was a very traumatic event for him, as when he thinks about it, he hears a weird buzz in his ears, and he blacks out for 30 seconds. But this buzz he hears might not just be a side effect of the traumatic event. You see, in the book, there's a paragraph that contains a message from someone who is not Bill, but one of the beings that Bill devoured over trillions of years. According to some other messages, their souls not only just live inside of Bill, but he can also hear them. But again, it's more than just a traumatic response. If you go on the website and write, well being, you'll step upon Bill's patient files. But if you continue to write that, you'll step upon his fears, one of them being TV statics. TV statics. Doesn't make sense, huh? But this thing is actually connected to what he said in the book when he talked about hidden messages on our TV. On the website, there's a button that can turn the display into static, but when you do it, nothing really happens at first. But the game changes when you sell your soul to Bill. Yeah, you heard right. To do that, you have to write the word Nightswaf into the monitor. That would make a contract pop out, and once it is signed, it would create a link between you and Bill. After that, the candle would turn blue to reference his iconic blue fire. Now when you turn on the TV statics, you'll hear a message that doesn't really make sense until you put it in reverse. Furthermore, on the wall, there's a Latin text which says Valles Generis. In English, this means Valley of Ashes, and if you go and put that in the monitor, a picture of Bill and his parents will appear. So Bill hears the voices of everyone he ever killed, including the voice of his parents. This is most likely the true reason behind his madness, and we can see the proof of it. If you go to the monitor and write Stanley Pines, it will redirect you to an eBay page with brass knuckles, a thing that is iconic for Stan. But if you repeat the process, it would get you to a different page, and then another one, up until it will get you to the Wheel of Shame, in which Bill presents all of Stan's darkest secrets, one of them being how he beat Bill. Here, the more you click on this message, the more Bill seems to turn into madness, to the point where he just screams. It seems like Bill is constantly haunted by the souls of the people he devoured, and their voices haunt him for eternity, making his madness continuously grow. But according to Ford, they are not just haunting him, they can also access a fraction of his power for a short period. Here, Ford wrote about a horde of lost souls that appeared in his dream trying to warn him about the Weirdmageddon. From this image, it turns out that these souls are the people he originally manipulated over time. So, what does that mean for the future of Gravity Falls? We'll get there in a second. As I said earlier, the creator made it very clear that there would not be a season 3 of Gravity Falls, but can we really trust him on this one? Or can it be another code or mystery that must be solved until we get what we all want? If you go to the website and write season 3, the words season 2 pop up, and if you continue and write season 2, you'll get this response. But what if you write season 1? The answer will be season -1 Anti-Gravity Falls. That's new. Anti-Gravity Falls. Catchy. And this connects the things we talked about earlier. In the first 2 seasons, Bill was seen as the ultimate villain who wanted to destroy our world. A pure maniac that has to be completely erased. But now with these revelations, things have changed. So I think this book and the website were just the beginning, the bridge that prepared us for what is really coming. Talking about the past, I also made a video in which I talk about the past of the contestants from the show called Total Drama. So if you want to get some nostalgia and see what they were up to before the contest, make sure to click on this video on the right. Take care and see you next time with a brand new video.